Hi everyone, today we would like to share a bit about our robot project, which is Penguin Robot. Before I begin, I will introduce to our team member. I myself is Davin, and then we have Abhijit and this Sandy. You might be wondering why we created a penguin robot and what it should do. So our motives behind it was from the fact that 77% of workers in America have experienced stress at work, and 57% of them underwent burnout. There were some studies that were focused on pressure relief robots that use haptic interactions, such as snuggling, patting on the shoulder, clenching, and hugging. Since there are various haptic interactions, we want to make sure which are the most effective for the stressed office workers. That is why we conducted user research. We did two types of study, which are online survey as a quantitative study and in-depth interview as a qualitative study. So both of them were focused on the same topics, such as working behaviors, what things that can trigger their anxiety, stress, or boredom, and their robot preference, which can be robot's appearance or features. We concluded three main points. The first point was that the office worker needed a short break to distract them from their work. Next, we found that squeezing and spinning were the most effective haptic interactions for the stressed office workers. And lastly, our robot should be small enough to fit on their desk and should not produce loud sound, where they were afraid that it might disturb their coworkers.
And I'll be going over the design process overview. The very first and favorite one was the tumbler penguin concept. There are three potential human-robotic interactions that we've planned, and one of them was a touch sensor on its hands, which give a lovable emotion through its expressive eyes. And then if the user pinches the beak of it, there will be a painful expression, and when the user trembles the body, there will be a panic emotion shown. Moving on to the squishy mochi. This is the hand-sized robot. It changes facial expressions when it's squeezed. And the last design is the finger huggy bear. This is designed to be a robot that wraps around a finger of the user, which mimics a hug. And then after user testing and user feedback, we finalized with the tumbler penguin design. And we chose this because it has a unique tumbling interaction and a range of emotions it could show just with its expressive eye. And then we proceeded with the prototyping of the model. Here's how the body of it is made. We have the 3D printed model for the skeleton of the penguin, and then we had two OLED I2C panels in both of his eyes for simulating expressions. And then we have a pressure sensor on its beak, and then an accelerometer in the microbit, and two touch sensors on each of its hands. And the bottom part of the penguin is filled with sand and magnet balls to maintain the center.
With our penguin prototype, next we move on to evaluation. We invited two RU office workers to test. We gave them a Sudoku test so it would be similar to their working scenario. They had to finish as much as possible in 5 minutes and self-report their pressure and attention level. Then they were given a penguin to play with. After that, they did a new Sudoku test and answered the questionnaire again. Finally, we interviewed what they thought about the robot. The questionnaire we used was adjusted from the perceived stress scale and the flow short scale. We selected 5 questions from each scale that are related to our scenario. In our evaluation metrics, our target is to help people feel less pressured and more focused. However, only the first tester showed less pressure after playing with the penguin. She said it was because she was getting used to the Sudoku test and the penguin distracted her somehow, but their self-reported tension still remained the same. From our interview, we found users have creative ways to play with the penguin, such as holding the penguin's hands, spinning, or swinging its round body. They expected the penguin to sway or dance as feedback aside from eye expressions. In our next step, we not only would like to aid movement interaction like automatic sway, but also design for a group scenario. Because our users both mentioned the penguin can be an entertainment for their co-workers and the guests. That's all about our penguin robot project. Thank you.